We are live at the final unofficial two. What? Oh, okay. Um, we're on air. All right. Um, wait. All right. We are live at the final showing of Tuesday Night Toy or the unofficial Tuesday Night Toyotas. Um, and to everybody out here watching, be prepared for a very interesting race. Right now we are going into qualifying, so everyone's on their outlaps right now. We are following along with Dylan Ashari, and we should be getting some interesting racing action. It's fixed setups this time around, so it's going to be a lot closer for qualifying, I think. We do have a couple drivers in the session that were showing some pretty good pace in the practice session, as you saw on the practice results page. But I still think we're going to have a pretty close battle for, a lot of other positions in this field. So I'm going to hand it off to our race director for a second. He's going to tell you how the race is being directed and how he's directing it. Or actually, scratch that. I believe he is currently giving a briefing to all of our drivers. So, hang tight while I make the social media posts for where we're live at. I think I forgot to update the I think I forgot to update the thumbnail, so it might still say Watkins Glen. My Wi-Fi is struggling a little bit. Alright, so looks like we have the wrong thumbnail, but it doesn't matter as long as people get to the stream properly. You might have heard my echo right there, but it's alright. So, looks like my restream chat is not working at the moment, so if anybody's trying to talk to us, sorry for not being able to hear. Alright, there we go. So, yeah, we're still getting ready for qualifying. No times on the board just yet, but Dylan Ashari's got our purple sector 1, while a bunch of drivers behind are looking to take it away. Dylan Ashari does have the draft of the car ahead, and that's going to be helping out a lot, especially at a track like this and cars like these. Coming across the line, the provisional pole position is going to go, I believe, to Dylan Ashari, and it is. A 137.5 is going to be the first time on the board, with Sebastian Riston now third, as Connor Rebass moves up to second position, and we're going to see a bunch of cars start to file into that. You've got Michael Padra in fourth, and a lot of other drivers still getting their first lap done, but the real major part of qualifying is going to be at the end of these 15 minutes. This is a pretty long qualifying session. It gives all these drivers enough time to really get up to speed here, and I think that's going to be a pretty crucial ingredient to this qualifying, because also that tire wear might play a factor for some of these guys. Aaron Shoemaker up into fourth, knocking Michael Padra down one. And let me get this, hang on momentarily while I get the links sent out for everybody. Alright, this may not be the most professional, and Genie goes pole position by 1.2 seconds with a 1:36.2. This is a very accomplished driver we've got in the session with us. The Frenchman has achievements in a lot of categories in motorsport and real life, and if you saw the sneak peek on the God, I can't talk today. If you saw the sneak peek on our practice, he was the fastest driver, or he is part of the Williams Esports Academy, so we could be seeing some pretty quick times out of this driver here. But now I'm going to be fixing something else real quick. Yeah, this isn't going to be the most professional look for the broadcast, but I need to get this done real quick. Alright, we are back to our regularly scheduled broadcasting. We are going to jump now to Sebastian Rist, who is looking to be on not much better of a lap. However, a driver that is on an improvement right now seems to be Anthony Murha Jr. with Connor Rebass right ahead of him. Both had a green first sector, but that middle sector seemed to be a little bit slower, so it's going to be a race to the line for both of them. Doesn't look like Connor improved any positions. Dylan Ashari still sitting in third. Anthony Murha over the line and is going to sit in 7th position. Mason Wiles, Michael Padra, both looking to improve on their times. And Mason, no improvement. Michael, no improvement either. So everyone's kind of getting stuck into where they're at right now. Lots of people still figuring out this track, still learning. That's why you see those two top guys. They've got 5.2 and 4.2 thousand I ratings, so clearly they have some experience with learning a track quickly. Adjusting is really the mark of those higher I-rated guys that we see currently. But there's still quite a few drivers in the session that have yet to set down a valid time. And looks like we have a couple of the drivers on a lap right now. Alex Bear is one of them. And he's both sectors looking to be good. He's on pace for a decent time coming to the line right now. Ivan Malden might be looking for an improvement, but doesn't have it. And Alex Bear over the line and is going to be up into 9th position. So still some room to improve for that driver, but still a lot of time left in qualifying to make some improvements. So Dylan Ashari is really that driver that's got to watch his back right here. You know, 3rd position, you've got those two super quick guys ahead of you, and you can kind of already assume there's going to be a bit of a gap at the start of the race. They're going to be pulling away a little bit, but Anthony Murha Jr. is looking to improve on his time right now, starting the lap.
Not muted about that.
Actually, we've got our race director on call right now. Race director, what do you see?
Oh, I saw Sebastian Rist and Dylan Ashatari give each other some toe up earlier in the session. That's why Dylan's lap was really well. And I've seen Connor Rebass. His last 2 laps have both been off tracks.
Interesting. So we are trying to jump back to it, but it didn't work. So we are going to jump back now to Connor Rebass running the updated Team NIX livery. Team NIX is the broadcast partner for this series. They also are, everything else about this series, but I still get to glaze them because I own them. So, getting into this final part of qualifying, Ag, what do you think is going to happen with that kind of mid-pack that you have all the previously big-name drivers in?
Well, I think this track is very, very small and connected, and the pace is so tight here that we could actually see a lot of contact, maybe some wrecks. But because the course is very slow, there shouldn't be any major collisions with any walls.
Yeah. So, and it looks like we've got, so Brandon Siriaki was removed by the race director. However, looks like Brandon's cousin, Jamie Siriaki, has joined the session and is setting a decent time right now. Colton Taylor is loading into the session, hasn't set a time yet. We haven't seen him on track at the moment, but Siriaki looking to set a good time down, and we're going to see what it is coming to the line. Thiago Weigel is currently the bottom of your board. But yeah, just kind of looking through all the drivers we have here. A lot of these guys are those Team NIX drivers. You have Ashchari, Rebas, Malden, Murha, Shoemaker, Bear, all NIX affiliated drivers. So that kind of rest of the field is going to be looking to split those guys up, because you know that a couple of them are going to be working together throughout this race. Ethan Cantor still looking to set down a valid time, and as he came to the line, I don't believe it was valid. I think a couple of these drivers are trying to work together, maybe bump draft a little bit, but they are forgetting that a 0x, which comes out of a bump draft, will invalidate your lap. So that's going to be the case for a lot of these guys.
I looked back at the replay, and Ethan Cantor had a slight bump from behind. I don't think they were actually working together. But it did invalidate his lap.
Siriaki is going to jump into 9th position, so decent first lap for that driver. As we jump further on back to the NIX pack of 3 with Connor Rebass, and no confirmation just yet on who those other drivers are, but it looks like it's Dylan Asharian going for a move almost. The 521 of Murha taking a peek at the inside there. Maybe he thinks he's a little bit faster and wants to lead this group for the qualifying run. But Ethan Cantor now getting into that final bit of qualifying. Still no time on the board. Now is running all alone, so maybe that was the missing step for a good qualifying. Ivan Malden's got a yellow flag. Not sure what caused it, and looks like it's just running slow at the moment, but coming to the line now. Ethan Cantor is getting to the bumper of Ivan Malden, and it's going to be very interesting to see what time is going to be set down. Right now, it's not looking like it's going to be a good time. A 140.7 is going to set him at 12th position. Not where you want to start this race at, especially with how tight that middle of the field is. In fact, we're going to take a look. We've been showing the gap this whole time, but to really emphasize it, we're going to show you the interval now. You can see those front two a little bit faster, but that middle pack all separated by a couple hundredths of a second. So
Anthony Murha just had a big off in the chicane of turn 11 and 12, which invalidates his lap. It seemed that Dylan Ashitari tried to get out of his way, and instead of making him faster through the lap with the slipstream, he went too deep and invalidated his lap.
Yeah, we're still working on a proper replay feature, so hopefully that becomes a smoother process in the future. But for right now, we've got everybody looking to get their final time in, and whenever that timer goes off, that is the end of qualifying. That's not get to the line to set a final lap in. That will be the end of this qualifying session. So Dylan Ashchari still holding on to that 3rd position, had a good lap. Connor Rebass looking to improve on that lap time and take that 3rd position away from Dylan Ashchari. But Michael Janey and Carson Neal both set their 1 lap, and they were done for the session. Actually, it looks like Carson Neal set a 2nd lap. However, not as nearly as many laps compared to the other drivers that are still fighting to get faster than them. Right now, it looks like no one's going to be setting that better time.
It looks like Dylan Ashitari actually went off twice in this lap and slightly impeded Anthony Murha.
And that is going to wrap up our qualifying session. Gillis Genie is going to be topping your session with a 136.5, and that is going to be 8 tenths quicker than second place. So, Gillis is going to be running away with this race so far. But Dylan Ashari, Carson Neal, Sebastian Rist, or actually Sebastian Rist snuck into the top 4 at the last second. But we can take a better look at those drivers on our grid now. We've got Gillis Genie, Carson Neal in second. That's going to be your front row. Second row is going to be Dylan Ashari and Rebas. And third row, Ivan Malden, Sebastian Rist, and followed by Anthony Murha Jr. and Aaron Shoemaker Jr. So you got a double junior fourth row. Jamie Siriaki and Charles Baer in that fifth row. And rounding off your top 12, you've got Michael Pontra and Ethan Cantor. As we get ready to get to the grid, get ready for the rolling start here. Ag, what are you expecting to see on this first lap with how tight that mid-pack is?
Because the pace is so tight, this could be really interesting. Obviously, qualifying was pretty long, but I think there's a couple drivers who just weren't able to get a good lap set down. So I think this field can move a lot. I think expect a couple incidents, especially early on. And I hate to say it, but P2 Carson Neal has disconnected from the session.
That's not a good sign. We might not see him back in the session in time. There is still a final. This is your 12-minute pre-final. We've got a 25-minute race after this one, and that is going to be very interesting to see the strategy of these guys. You don't need to take a pit stop, but it's still going to be very smart and very tight racing. It looks like, actually, Genie just now loading into the grid. We were looking like a second he wasn't going to be joining us, but Carson Neal is still missing from that front row. So it looks like Connor Rebas is gonna improve to essentially second place. So looks like Connor is gonna be very happy about that. In fact, we can get a quick word from him before we go into this race. Connor, Carson Neal ended up not connecting to this session, so it looks like you've improved to the front row. What's your strategy for the? What's the strategy for the start of the race now that you're going to be ahead of Dylan Ashari?
Probably try to follow Gilles, and hopefully Dylan doesn't take me out. Praise.
Pretty good goal to have.
Pray he does not take me out.
Yeah. You've had a decent qualifying there, but, obviously wasn't enough. But thankfully you had Carson Neal miss out on that gridding procedure. So, good second position, and hope you have a good start.
Thank you.
Oh. All right, we're going to get another word from one of our drivers real quick. Dylan Ashari. Dylan,
yes,
so you were going to be starting alongside Murha, but Carson Neal, having not joined the gridding, allowed Murha to move up, or actually, sorry, Connor Rebas allowed him to move up into that front row. So what's your strategy?
Well, I out-qualified Connor.
Yes, but Carson Neal did not join the session, so Rebas essentially inherited that front row position on the right lane, but still. What's going to be your strategy for the start of this race? And also, it's a 12-minute race followed by a 25-minute pre-final, so you're going to be playing it safe a little bit here, or you got some going to be trying to defend as much as you can?
I mean, starting second on Oschersleben is kind of way worse than P3 because P3, they have the outside for the first corner, but they have the inside for the long right-hand sweeper, and that's just going to get them to overtake. As long as I'm going to try to send it, keep it around the outside. It's going to be hard, but if I am able to manage it, then I will be able to have the inside for the next corner. I'll just need to be able to stay focused, push hard, and then I should be able to keep P2. We know that Mr. Jean, I don't speak French, but this guy over here is fast. So,
yep, coming around the final corner now, and good luck to you. We're going to get this race underway. Coming to the line now, they're all bunched up. These drivers getting ready to have a fight for the win here, potentially. And that is green flag in the air. Genie gets a good start, and Rebas does not get nearly as good of a start. You've already got Sebastian Ritz looking for the inside, and he's going to get up to P4. Ivan Malden's going to be kind of cut off behind, but it looks like Ashchari's going to stay ahead. Sebastian Ritz going up into 3rd position. And big improvement for that driver. And looks like Ivan Malden is going to jump ahead of Connor. Actually, him and Connor are going to be duking it out. Connor Rebas did not get the start he needed. Dylan Ashchari still holding on to that 2nd position, but it looks like there's still a battle going on in the back for 5th place. And it looks like Murhaw's going to be dipping a wheel off the track. We've now got our grid pulled up, and apologies about the frame rate. Tried to reduce the graphics ahead of time, but it just didn't seem to do the trick, so we will try to get this fixed before our final, or if it gets bad enough, I'll go ahead and pull up the menu to fix it now. But
Sebastian Ritz is just let by Connor Rebas because he had to slow down. Connor Rebas lost 2 positions on the start, and it was almost a 5th to Ivan Malden, but he kept it around the outside into the next corner.
Yeah, so far pretty interesting start all around for everybody, but especially that 3rd down to 5th group. All of those guys are going to be fighting constantly to stay on the tail of Dylan Ashchari. Dylan so far has been keeping up with that 5.2K driver. We're going to see if that stays the case for the remainder of this race. But it looks like Genie might just be trying to get a bit of a better exit as that gap opens up to almost... actually, that gap is going to be closing now, so that draft is going to be helping Ashchari a lot here. As we stay further on back, Sebastian Ritz is going to stay tucked in behind. So, we've already got through the first couple stages of the race. We're 2 minutes in. Still 10 minutes to go here, but actually we can see a little bit further on back Alex Bear looking for a move on Murhaw Jr., and he's got Seriaki right behind them. So we've got a nice battle here, and it looks like one of those drivers is off track. It's going to be Seriaki off the track. Another driver has some issues, and Sebastian Ritz is going to be staying on that bumper of Connor Rebas. These guys are going to be back and forth here. Ritz almost taking a peek around the outside, but is going to hook back in. But so far we've had a fairly clean start, you know. No one got wrecked. There was a little bit of these some off track, some corner cutting, but in terms of the overall cleanliness of that first couple laps, I'd say it was pretty solid.
Yeah, it really surprised me. I thought there was going to be at least a big wreck into the first couple corners with how packed this grid is.
Yeah, and Riss taking a peek again at the inside, but it's just not going to get stuck. And it looks like Dylan...
Thiago, big off in turn 11, 12.
Yeah, that's not going to be the ideal race for Thiago, but Ethan Cantor still trying to get onto the bumper of Pantra, but we're going to stay up here for now with this third, fourth, fifth pack to see what's going to happen there. But right now, racing smoothing out a little bit more, and Michael Pandra defending against Ethan Cantor quite well, I'd say. Oh, and it looks like Dylan Ashchari is going to take the lead for a half second, and he's going to be looking to go around the outside, but it's not going to stick. Sebastian Ritz is also going to be jumping up a position, but Connor Rebas is going to hold it around the outside for now. Is he going to stay ahead into these next couple turns? And it looks like Ritz is going to stay side by side with Rebas. But is it going to be enough to get the position done? He takes a lot of curb there, and it looks like the lead is going to be going to Dylan Ashchari, but they've also got that middle group. So we've got a huge mix-up now. Dylan Ashchari has the inside on Genie. I did not expect Dylan to be staying this close with this caliber of a driver, but it looks like that's what we've got right now. And it looks like Rebas looking for a move down the inside. Is he going to try to make it work?
Big block.
Going defensive Genie, and that's going to allow Rebas to go to the outside. No,
Dylan Ashchari and Connor Rebas are both off.
And that's going to also affect Jamie Seriaki. Sebastian Ritz is going to inherit that second position. That's going to be a brutal race for Ashchari. going so well, staying so close with a driver of that caliber, and that's actually going to put Siriaki into the pits with Ashari, but it looks like Rebas is going to stay on track, but is going to lose a lot of positions all the way down into 10th place as our race director takes a look more, and we've got a little bit of a push further on back. So this race is mixed up in a matter of a couple corners. We will get word here in a second from Incident Responsibility. Alex Bear spun around all by himself.
Amy Siriaki was caught up with Dylan Ashatari, spun around and got wheel damage on his front right.
Yeah, but so is there going to be any penalties for that incident, or would you put it at a racing incident? You've got the view that I don't.
It was, I think, Connor Rebus' fault as he turned into Dylan Ashatari, who was a really bad line through there. But I don't think in any way that you could really give much of a penalty there. Dylan Ashatari's still in the pits.
Yeah, so that's going to be early end to the race for Ashtari. Not what you want to see happen, but we've still got a couple drivers, and it looks like Ashtari is actually not in this. All right, so
I'm actually looking at the replay, and it seemed that Connor Rebas tried to go around the outside of a disabled car of Dylan Ashatari, and they wrecked again on pit entry.
interesting. So that's going to be something to look for. But at the moment, looks like Malden's looking for a move on Anthony Merhop. But yeah, so far, I think I spoke a little bit too soon about the cleanliness of the racing we've seen. But, and that really allowed Genie to get that gap he needed, because Dylan had a charge for the win there, but it just wasn't enough to stay up with it. So, in fact, we're going to pull Dylan into the booth right now and see. Oh, actually, looks like he's muted in the other VC. So, not going to get a word from him right now. Probably post-race, though, because we still have a pre-final afterwards, but that's going to be not the racing you want to see.
Amy Siriaki's losing a lot of positions with this damage. He just lost 2 more to both Ethan Cantor and Michael Adrat. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry if I mispronounced it really bad.
Yeah, it looks like that damage is going to be slowing him down a lot, but looks like Michael and Ethan still duking out a little bit for 7th position. It looks like Alex Bear is going to be going side by side with Aaron Shoemaker Jr. and he's going to stay ahead at the corner. But will it be enough to stay ahead for the remainder of the lap? And it looks like it is. And jumping up another position, we've got Merha and Malden duking it out. Looks like Colton Taylor got a meatball flag. I'm not sure exactly what it was for. Unfortunate because he was up 9 positions, but so far you've got a lot of drivers that have had a fairly good race so far. You can see right here, the hardest charger of the race at the moment is tied between Alex Bear and Ethan Cantor, both who had a bad qualifying, but have been making up for it, and also the lack of wrecks they've been involved in helps out. But yeah, it looks like we've lost Ashari, so unfortunate end to the race for him. However, Genie continues to pull away, but we're going to keep an eye on this battle for 3rd right now. Sebastian Riss is kind of in a little group of his own right now. Yeah, not fully sure. Oh, looks like Merha's going to go off track there, and that's going to be a little bit of a slowdown, so we can take a look back. At the battle between Bear and Shoemaker. Bear's gonna go defensive on the straight, but is gonna open it back up for the corner, and that is just not gonna allow any space for Shoemaker to make a move. but it looks like we've still got some, you know, we could see some late moves in the race here. It looks like Rebus is going to go past Teriyaki, so that damage is really costing him more. Yeah, you can see right now in the background, he's just pulled off, and he's going to call it, I think, here. Teriyaki just jumps to the pits, but
On the radio, Saraki said if he knew that if there was a heat and a feature after this, that he would have retired from this race a lot earlier.
yeah, so
the Colton Taylor's also in the pits. I don't know why.
yeah, he had some damage earlier in this race. Not sure what it came from, but obviously,
He's changing his tires. He's been in there for actually a while now. I think he might have been caught up in that wreck early on.
which would be impressive considering how far back he started in this race, but still lots of action left here, and yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about it, but for right now, we've still got an eye on it. Oh, it looks like we've got... I heard damage from someone.
Yeah, Adam, I was just looking around, and Anthony Murha has pretty large fender damage to that right rear, or the left rear of his car, and Ivan Mauden seems to be catching him pretty fast.
Yeah.
On top of that, Thiago in last has pretty major rear bumper damage that's got to be hurting him down the straight.
Yeah,
I
that
also think his brake lights don't work.
not good to have the brake lights broken, but at the same time, there's no drivers behind him, so it could be worse for the situation.
Charles Bear was just leaving on the straight. I have no idea why.
It looks like Bears actually lost a lot of time on Shoemaker. Not sure what it came from, but Shoemaker pulls away, and that allows Ethan Cantor to start to catch up a little bit to Alex Bear. And we're going to see a nice last lap battle here for 6th position, which is going to really benefit the start of the final. I think this is the last lap, if someone can correct me.
I think it is, and I was looking at the replay. Alex Bear went off at turn 1 and lost a good bit of time. That's where Ethan Cantor was able to make up time to get near Alex's rear.
Yeah, so still another off track there for Alex Bear, but I think it might be enough, and that is the checkered flag. So Gilles Genie is going to win your pre-final, and Sebastian Riss is going to finish in 2nd, but we are still staying tight on this battle now. It's going to open up to a 2nd now. I don't know if there's going to be any time for him to get back to it, so we're going to cut up to the start of the race, the front of the pack here, and it looks like Sebastian Riss has a pretty good celebration. Murhoff is going to finish 3rd, Malden in 2nd, and coming to the line, who's it going to be? I think that was Alex Bear that stayed ahead, and Ethan Cantor got it right after the line. So good racing from both of them. And as you can see, the post-race festivities are always fun. Connor Rebus, after having a decent start but horrible mid-race. But we can go in now to our results page and see... Where's my button at? There it is. All right. Where'd it go? All right. Is that practice? That is practice. Where's my...
Even with that damage, it seemed that Anthony Murha was actually pulling a gap on Ivan, not catching him like I thought.
And we're going to jump up now to... Everyone, we are waiting for the grid for this... second, or the final. I'm having some difficulties with my timing page.
Wait. Why did it skip the feature race? Or the Heat 2?
Oh, there is no Heat 2.
Why?
Oh,
Just
no.
Heat 2, just skipped it.
no, we voted on a
You guys voted.
format, and
Why is it not Heat 2 then?
I don't know.
Sebastian wants to know.
Well, Sebastian, it's based off the format we voted on in the Discord in Kart Chaser, but we do have a 5-minute warm-up before getting into our 25-minute final.
And Taylor's really struggling with this track. Well, and Taylor just went off again.
We're getting through this warm-up now. Gonna need to get our series director some sleep after this.
100%.
Not sure what that.
The steward's gonna go get a snack as well.
All right, we are going live here for the final at Tuesday Night Toyotas. We've lost a couple drivers along the way for various reasons, but going into this final, we are at Motorsport Arena Oschersleben, and we've got a nice track temp of 26 degrees Celsius. Lots of chances for some good in this race. Looking now at our grid, we've got Gillis Genie starting on pole position after a dominant win in the pre-final. Sebastian Riss going to be starting in second after surviving the carnage that happened mid-race. Murha Jr. in third, and Ivan Malden are going to be your second row. Aaron Shoemaker Jr. and Alex Baer are starting fifth and sixth. Ethan Cantor and Michael Badra are going to be switching positions from their pre-final start. And Connor Rebas and Mason Wiles are going to be starting 9th and 10th. Thiago Weigel is going to be in 11th, and Jamie Siriaki is going to be rounding out your top 12. And it looks like Colton Taylor is at the back of that pack, and Dylan Aschari has...
Adam, I unfortunately have to say something that Thiago, Careless Genius, so the guy who won the last race, and Jamie Siriaki have all disconnected.
All right, so we're
down to 10 cars.
Well, we've got a good collection of 10 cars to start this race off. This was the most competitive group in the pre-final, so it's going to be good to see a battle for the win here. So we're going to get an interview real quick with Murha. And actually we're going to get we have Sebastian Rist in our thing as well, real quick. So, Sebastian, you've almost inherited that front row. You are starting on front row, but now you've got the released pressure of having that 5.2 driver to fight for the win. So, what's your plan for this race? You've got 25 minutes of battling here as the sun sets at Oschersleben.
I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm just going to grip it and rip it, baby.
Love to hear it, and wishing you luck throughout this race.
Thank you, sir.
Gonna hear now from Anthony Murha Jr. Anthony Murha, you've got that front row secured now. How was that? You know, you had a decent start last time around and just kept fighting through. You know, avoided some wrecks, and now you're gonna be fighting for a win here. You got 25 minutes. What's your plan for the race here?
Maybe work together with Sebastian here and try and pull away, maybe.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to defend because I'm not sure I have the pace.
Yeah, so it's all going to be a battle for the win here, but, you know, competitive field, competitive drivers, wishing you the best of luck, and we'll see if we're going to interview you again at the end of this race. All right, we are getting ready to come to the front straightaway here.
There's apparently some banter between both Ethan and Colton Taylor.
Love to hear it. You can see now these 10 cars lining up to... Actually, it looks like we've lost Michael Padra as well, or is he still in the session?
He's in the pit lane.
All right, we're going to see if he's going to take the start with from the pits, but at the moment, we are getting ready to go green. Sebastian Rist on the outside, Anthony Murha Jr. on the inside. Murha gets the perfect start and is going to be pulling away. Shoemaker up a position already, but looks like Murha is going to get the start that you need to start this race, and not sure what happened to Padra, but I heard an engine explode there, so not the best sound.
I think he's revving in the pit lane.
That'll do it. Ivan Malden into third place, and Alex Baer into fourth. Mason Wiles had a beautiful start, up 4 positions, and Colton Taylor is going to be rounding off your top 10. As we get our overlay up here, you can just ignore the 10 drivers that have just connected from the session. But, oh! It looks like battle for the lead is going to be heating up as Sebastian spins around Murha Jr. Actually, no, that wasn't... That was... Who was? I don't know. But we've got a new leader, and it's Ivan Malden.
Yeah, Sebastian Rist just went deep into the braking zone and completely hit Anthony Murha off the track. I think Sebastian Rist has to get a slight penalty here.
Yeah, Murha is actually going to meatball flags. That's going to be race ending for him. unless, you know, the rest of the field happens to get a meatball. That's going to be a early end to the race here. Or, Murha, you got people going off track. Ivan Malden goes wide, and looks like Alex Bear is going to want to be your new leader of the race, but he's going to be side by side with Ivan Malden on the start-finish straightaway at the end of lap 1. He's going to tuck back in to get all that draft and maybe wait a little bit longer, because as he saw, he knows what happens if you go a bit too aggressive in these early stages. You get what happened with Rist and Murha. But right now, Rist is going to prove the point, and he's going to go for the inside on Alex, and he's going to also look for the lead of this race yet again. Sebastian Rist racing no time, trying to get back up to the lead, but he's going to have to tuck back in behind Alex Bear, and Alex is going to be kind of stuck in a sandwich here.
Both gone off.
A little
Sebastian
bit.
Rist has been hit the 5-second time penalty for that incident with Anthony Murha.
Yeah, so that's not going to be exactly great. You're going to have to really pull out a gap in this late race, and that's why you can kind of see him getting pretty aggressive here.
Alex Bear with a great run down the inside.
Looks
That was
like
very close.
Malden's going to keep it around the outside, though, but didn't. Looks like Bear didn't get the exit he needed, but it looks like him and Riss are going to be working together. Riss is trying to bump draft him to get that double overtake, but it's not going to be enough, and they're both going to go soaring into the set of corners, but looks like they just slow down in the nick of time. But Ivan Malden still keeping that lead, and he's going to be hoping these guys battle more and more, and they dip a tire again. Alex Bear now on the bumper, really getting close there, and we are going to see this from the perspective of Aaron Shoemaker Jr. as this battle starts to heat up, and I'm trying to find, there we go. Just kidding, that's not the POV that I want. And looks like somehow Colton Taylor jumped to the lead, and it might have been a timing error.
The leaders all got backed up into turn 1. A lot of brake checking going on.
Yeah, you could be pace from Malden, but it could be Malden playing it a little bit smart here, trying to get these guys close to each other so they start fighting more and more, and that allows him to pull away. But at the moment, they're going to be, it's going to be a 4-car battle for the lead here, as Shoemaker is going to be rounding off the end of that pack, but it's going to be kind of a constantly changing gap here, you know, a little bit closer, a little bit further, as the exits become the name of the game here. People dipping a wheel off here and there is going to kind of be messing with your exits, especially at a corner like this. You know, you've really got to nail that corner before, and as I say it, Alex Bear dips a wheel off, and you've got Connor Rebas going all 4 wheels off. I know we talked about dirt cars in the practice session, but he might have got confused, and Alex Bear looking for a move around the outside, but he's going to have to tuck back in as Ivan Malden keeps the defense strong, and Sebastian Rist.
Great run.
Yeah, Sebastian Rist, you know, he was looking for it, but he's just going to be playing a little bit smarter now because he doesn't want to get another penalty for pitting a driver. Murha, I believe, is still in the pits, so I don't think we're going to see him again this race.
This 3-way battle up front has allowed Aaron Shoemaker to catch way up.
And actually, you're starting to see Rebas close that gap down, so we might have a 5-car battle for the win. Alex Bear getting to the bumper of Malden, but Sebastian Rist is going to be, yet again, right up there. It looks like my stream deck has
Watch
fallen.
for move here for Alex Bear.
Please hold as
He's gonna
my
get it too.
stream deck has fallen off my desk, and I'm trying to fix it. All right. There we go. So, now,
Side by
Alex...
side. Wow. What a move. But back inside Ivan Malden, just teasing it, but can't get it done. Now Sebastian Rist down the inside of Ivan Malden. Ivan's lost 2 positions on this lap.
Yeah, but isn't it going to stay...
Sebastian really forcing Ivan.
Is it going to stay that way, or is he going to get it back by the end of the lap? And it looks like Colton Taylor, yet again, got a meatball flag. I'm not exactly sure what it's from, but I definitely know that's not what you want to see. And again, a little bit of a bump going into that corner there. Ivan's not too happy with that loss of positions, but you can start to see Connor Rebas slowly closing into that group of 4, trying to make it a group of 5, but you can also see, oh, this to the inside, and is it gonna stay? No, it's not. Alex Bear's gonna get the exit he needed to keep the point up here into that Toyotas, but again, Connor Rebas, I think, is gonna be kind of your quiet driver here, as that gap is gonna close down more and more every lap. You might start to see him become a contender for the win here. We're only 6.5 or 7 minutes into this race, and we've got 25 minutes of racing total, so lots of action still to come here. But Shoemaker, I think, has been playing this the smartest so far. You know, that good shot. And it looks like
off Alex Bear.
Alex Bear goes off-roading, allows Riss to take the point, and now Ivan Malden's right on his tail, but isn't going to have enough, and looks like Connor Rebas is officially in the party as he catches to the bumper of Aaron Shoemaker Jr. And I don't know if we're going to see these two guys work together a little bit, or nope, immediately Rebas to the inside of Shoemaker, and he's going to get the move done. Now he's going to be looking to go after these guys up into 3rd position, and eventually up into the lead.
Adam, I was looking at the replay. Colton Taylor went deep, way into turn 3 and hit the wall.
Yeah, just unfortunate end by unfortunate driving standards. And, you know, things like that happen. But we've still got... Actually, you can start... Oh, Riss dips 2 wheels off. And that's going to allow, actually, Ivan Malden to catch up. He's pushing that bumper of Alex Bear. Those guys are really working for it. It looks like Shoemaker got, again, side by side with Rebas. So, you know, if I'm one of them, I would hope that they start working together to stay with that lead pack. But it looks like right now they've dropped back a little bit from that lead group. And maybe we're going to see them fight more and more. But for the moment, this battle for the lead keeps on heating up. I don't know who it's going to be throughout this race, but it looks like Bear's going to take a look to the inside. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. Alex Bear to the point. As Sebastian Riss has to hang around the outside. And is Ivan Malden going to get through? No, he's not. He's going to have to tuck back in, but it was close there for a second. You know, it could be anyone's race here. It could be anyone's race there. But at the moment, it's going to be the way of... Sorry about that.
Adam, throughout this race, it seemed like P2, whoever's been in P2's had the strongest pace by far. I've been watching the whole time, and P2 looks like they could be the fastest guy on track and pull a gap if they got P1. And Ivan Malden just bumped Sebastian Riss in that next corner as Alex Bear goes off. Sebastian Riss got a little loose, Ivan Malden pushing him, and Alex Bear's now way off the track for a straight and got a horrible exit. Now down the inside goes Ivan Malden. Sebastian gets it back going, but he's going to go wide. He's going to lose a lot of time here.
Yeah. Some interesting driving here. I think Alex Bear might be taking an advantage a little bit of that high DQ limit we have set in the session, and is really using every off-track to his advantage throughout this race. So something the race director might be checking into here in a second. But at the moment, we've still got a tight battle. Looks like Rebas is starting to close a little bit further in, but at the moment, Sebastian Riss is trying to catch up here. It's going to be a back and forth this whole race, I think. Ivan Malden in second yet again after having the lead for a couple laps, but I don't know if he's going to be playing patient this time or is going to look for a move up the inside and is going to stay back in line. But these guys are obviously trying to fake each other out constantly, and it's just not paying off a lot of the time. But at the moment, I think Sebastian Riss is starting to get a little bit higher race IQ with what's going on here. He knows everyone in this front 5 is pretty aggressive, and he's going to be racing accordingly. You know, why risk the damage again this early on when you have that 5-second penalty? So the best case of action here for Riss is to really just wait it out, see what happens. Maybe these guys are all going to be splitting off from each other.
Ivan Malden got a great run onto the back straight because Alex Bear tipped a tire into the grass on the exit, and he's going to get P1 for now, but he's going to go deep just like Sebastian Riss, and And now he's off back into P3, and Sebastian Riss upgraded to P2 and all over the bumper of Alex Bear. And he goes for what was a move for a second, but he can't get it sticked. Alex closes that off very quickly.
Yeah, so these guys really giving it their all right now. Gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen here. We now go on board with Ivan Malden. Makes a little bit of contact there on the bumper of Riss. So these guys are really giving it everything they've got. It almost looks like a 206 senior race with how much bumper touching is going on here. But at the moment, you see that Monday Miata's website link on the back. You might want to visit that at some point if you're interested in some fun league racing. But Sebastian Riss is going to hang on. Alex Bear goes off track again. And that's going to allow Malden to get a run around the outside. But is it going to be enough? Because Alex Bear has quite a good amount of car alongside. But I think it's going to be
very tight.
Through and a little bit of contact there. That's where you saw Riss take Murha out of this race. But, you know, still keep going. And
Connor Rebas is all over the back of him now. Ivan gets passed again by Alex with a horrible exit. But it seems that Ivan, if he just kept it on the track, that he would be doing great.
yeah, but those off tracks keep on killing him. And you almost forget there's other drivers in this race with how much we've been keeping up with these guys. Ethan Cancer.
Ivan went really deep into turn 11, lost him a lot of time. And Connor looking for a move around the outside into turn 13, but can't get it done.
Yeah, a little bit of a light flash there from Rebas. And I don't know if that's a little bit of frustration, but I don't know what it's going to be because Alex Bear gets a fake done on Sebastian Riss for the lead of this race, but can he hold it around the outside? And no, he's going to... Wait, yes, he can. He has the inside now because we have a compact corner.
Oh,
and Riss is
big
around!
wreck.
All the top three have made contact, and Riss is out of contention for the win now, unless something crazy happens. Now these two drivers, Malden and Rebas, making contact. Our race director is going to be staying very busy for these next couple of minutes, looking back at everything that just happened, but Alex Bear now has a crazy lead on the second and third position, guys. You can see now he's incident points everywhere for these guys, and Sebastian Riss is going to be really pushing for the rest of this race. We're about 10 minutes to go here. The race would have been over at this point if it was the pre-final, but it's not. We've still got right at halfway to go, or right below halfway, as they both dip a wheel in the grass, but it's not going to matter because these guys are pushing it further and further. Really to the limit here for everybody, but you know, these guys, they're all competitive. They all want to be doing the best they can, but at times it just hurts you more than it helps you.
Adam, I was looking at the replay, and Ivan Malden with a big overspeed on Sebastian Rebas because Carlos made that big move, and Sebastian just completely closed the door out of nowhere. Ivan had nowhere to go. Sebastian basically pit maneuvered himself and caused other people to wreck as well. I spoke with Sebastian, and he did not seem to agree.
Yeah, so we'll get an interview post-race with a couple of those guys. But as it stands, Ivan Malden, no penalty, so that's just gonna... And the penalty kind of served itself for Sebastian there, on top of the one he already has. So, we've still got lots of racing here to go. It looks like we might get a... Need some sleep for the broadcaster here.
Adam, the drivers are asking for a safety car. A couple of them, I think they were asking for a driver's vote for a safety car.
I think the race director is going to be allowed to have the say on that, and I think that the actually we're going to watch Shoemaker go around the outside of Rebas here, but Rebas keeps the inside. Connor looking to keep it, and he does. Aaron does not stay successful on that attempted pass, but lots of racing still to come here. We're gonna keep on watching this battle, but the battle for the lead is gonna be heating up a little bit more as where's my, there it is.
Last call for a driver vote.
The yellow flag is out.
There's been a safety car.
You think?
Shits. Oh, wait, hold on. I might have done this wrong.
A little tired here.
Yeah, I have an ability to make the pace laps really short, but we might only get one or two.
Adam, please help me.
Yep. Alright, let's see. Actually, wait, I've got a fancy button here. Where'd it go?
Can you do it or no?
Maybe. This dude, hold on. Maybe I
I'm
need
gonna
it.
have to go around one more time, and this, like, we might get one lap. Did that do it?
Maybe? No, we need the first full lap. So whenever they cross the line, I think I can do it. Sorry about the HUD coming up. Makes it look a little bit unprofessional, but at the same time, we have a viewer, a single viewer, and I think it's me. So,
I think it might be me, actually. I'm looking at it.
okay. So, -1 viewer.
Are you streaming on YouTube or no?
YouTube and Twitch.
Okay, there might be more people on YouTube.
No, I have the, both pulled up. Alright. 1 to green. I got it working. Let's go.
This should be in this lap. So I think maybe 1 or 2 if we're lucky.
Not sure what's happening there. Oh wait, actually, Murha Jr. has been given his lap back after an unfortunate start, so he's gonna have to. The race director needs to tell him that he's really going to have to push to catch up to the pace car in time.
Yeah, Anthony was given a wave around. Thank you.
Yeah. Murha, you're going to have to pretty much do a qualifying lap to catch up in time. But we might see Murha back in the fight for the win here if everything goes right on the restart.
I just don't think there's enough time. I mean, he's around the last couple 2 corners, but the safety car has 4 corners until that line where they're going to start.
I think it came out a little bit late for Murha, but at least to be able to have the chance is going to be interesting. Actually, we can follow along now with Anthony Murha for a second. Really
Seems like
booking.
there's going to be 1 lap of racing left to go when this car comes in.
You can
And
see
it's in
now
this lap.
they're already coming to the line, so Murha will not get back up in time. Unless something crazy happens on this start, he will be out of contention for the win. But we go green here.
Green flag, green flag.
Alex Bear with a good start. He's going to take the point, and you see a battle back on, almost 3 wide here. Is it going to be enough to hold the lead? It looks like Rebas looking for a move down the inside on Ivan Malden, and he's going to almost get it done, but will not. And it looks like Ivan takes a lot of curb, gets a bad exit. Rebas to second position. Sebastian Riz looking to follow behind. Is he going to get it through? Yes, he is. He's up the inside. Sebastian Riz in the 3rd place. Ivan Malden drops down to 4th position. Aaron Shoemaker Jr. is going to keep it. And Ivan Malden is going to go for a move up the inside again. Sebastian Rich is going to have to tuck back in the line, but Aaron Shoemaker Jr. is now in the party. They're going to stay side by side. Going into this next set of corners, we have, I believe this is a white flag in there. They're going to stay side by side through these couple of corners. This is where Rich took him out, and they make a little bit of contact, but it's going to stay okay. Rich now a little bit further back, but is he going to get the exit he needs to take the position away from Ivan Malden? At the moment, it doesn't look like it is, but Alex Bear is pulling away. Ghana Rebas also kind of pulled away a little bit in 2nd, so the battle for 3rd here is going to be what we see for these last couple laps. Now, Ivan Malden going defensive here. Sebastian Rist looking for a move around the outside, but it's not going to be, so now he goes for the inside, and you have to tuck back in as Malden shuts the door on him. But again, he takes a lot of curb there. That's going to hurt his exit, but it's still going to be enough to take a look, but that look isn't going to be enough of a look as Aaron Shoemaker tries to get the move done on Rist, but he's not going to have it. And Rist coming to the line. Checkered flag is in the air. Alex Bear wins, and Ivan Malden is going to stay ahead of Sebastian Rist, and he's going to show his appreciation for Rist after the race as everybody has a nice big group hug.
And I hope we don't forget, but Sebastian Rist had a 5-second penalty for punting Murha earlier in the session, so he's actually going to be moved down to, I think, P6 was the amount of cars that were running at the end.
We are now going to have our talk with our race winner, Alex Bear. Alex, how do you feel about...
What you say? Whoa, I just got kidnapped. I'm sorry.
Alex, how do you feel about that win there?
Oh, that was awesome. I've been great. Holy dive bombs.
That was a crazy race.
That was a lot of fun.
Looks like my results page is glitching out, so it looks like we don't get to show the results, but we can take it. So, Alex, you had a lot of back and forth that race. You know, you were kind of caught in the mix of some aggressive drivers, but in the end, it all worked out for you, even on the restart. What was your strategy that race, and why do you think it? How do you think you got the win?
Yeah, honestly, I had no strategy. My plan was just have fun, race with people. I had no strategy. I had no intent to win, actually. I was just gonna run, try to create an interesting race, and do a lot of passing back and forth.
Yeah, well, it looks like you got enough passing done. Qualifying didn't really go your way, but you know, with the pre-final and the final, everything worked out. Great win, and hope to see you back in the future.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Get Connor in here. That was a great run from him.
Actually, we're gonna have Connor and Sebastian in the interview room at the same time. We've got our full panel now. Actually, we can go ahead and move everybody from the race into the interview room. Everybody
that's
that
not gonna end well.
at least everybody that was in the VC. So let's just kind of go down the list here. So hold on. Connor, you were kind of a little bit of no man's land for that last lap, but you also had a lot of back and forth. How did that race go for you, just overall?
Yeah, recovery drive from the start. You know, I maybe would have had it without the safety car, but with the safety car, I mean, it's fair game. They were battling super hard, so you know, it was pretty easy to catch up and then hard to get by. But yeah, I mean, it was fun for sure. Yeah.
And Murha, you had a bit of a fight for the win for a minute, but it just didn't go your way. Anything to say about
That
that?
was my fault.
Not really.
No comment from
Anthony Murrah
Murha.
Jr. out of the race.
And Sebastian, a little bit of some aggressive driving here and there, but almost worked out for you.
Yeah, I do think I was being way too over aggressive that race. I was just trying to keep the lead, but on a track like this where the draft is as much as it is, I mean, it's just so hard to gap people. And I want to apologize to Anthony. I totally just misjudged where he was going to break and just punted him. I tried to save him, but I ended up screwing us both and screwing him even more. Yeah, I felt like that it was a good race other than Ivan, whatever the heck he was doing, just dive bombing and side potting and punting people. But yeah, other than that, fun race. I like these long races.
Ethan Cancer, you were kind of a little bit further back for majority of this race, but that pre-final, you were battling a little bit here and there with Michael. How do you think that part went for you?
I mean, it went okay. I think Michael was he the one that disconnected? And
Yes, he did not join us back for the final.
yeah, I mean, I had pace over him, I pass him, and then he spins out and then leaves. I really didn't have the pace at all over the course of the race. But I mean, I try to stay consistent, even though I wasn't really, and that yellow kind of saved me at the end.
Yeah, so good race for everybody, and thank you for joining us on the final running of unofficial Tuesday Night Toyotas. We will not be back next week, but we will be back in 2 weeks with something that we have not decided on yet. If you're interested in joining, there's going to be I would recommend joining the Kart Chaser Discord, as we're going to be moving back to the Kart Chaser Sim Series after this.
Yes!
And I did mention it for a brief second when we were on board with Ivan Malden, but Monday Miatas is also some more fun action. Sebastian can say a little bit about that.
Yeah, you go to MiataMondays.com and you will see just how fun that series is. Average of, I'd say, about 40 drivers per race. Points, non-points, dirt, oval, all that kind of stuff. Duncan Warke, he's a great host. Obviously Adam is too. Both just great series. Yeah, go check it out. MiataMondays.com.
And that's going to wrap up this broadcast brought to you by Team NIX, I Predict Your Livery, Wright, and Almeida Racing.